Welcome back to Cards and Comics, guys. Today I have another 90s baseball card box break. Today we have 94 score jumbo super packs, however you want to call them, from Series 1. Now this would have been a very fun product for me to open back in 94. I actually remember opening this product back in 94. Score Series 2 was kind of my jam. I love the cycle cards. But in Series 1 you have the Dream Team. For whatever reason, I missed out on a lot of the 94 Series 1 search for the Dream Team cards. It just seemed like I was much more in line with Series 2 in terms of just finding it in the open market. Jumbos were hard to get. I didn't have a card store nearby. So I definitely spent a lot of time with Series 2 retail products. Now, the thing I remember about Score Series 2, or just Score in general from 94, was this is the year I went to college. And when I went to college for the first time, I went to Cornell, and we stopped in Cooperstown with my dad. And we opened tons of Score packs looking for the cycle cards. And we hit a couple. And that was really fun. Because back in those days, I mean, even today, they're hard to hit, and regular Score, the Dream Team and Jumbo and Cycle cards like 1 in like 48 packs. So they're not easy to hit. I believe they're 1 in 36 in the Jumbo. So you're still not guaranteed 1 a box. Now this does have Boys of Summer in it, like 1 in 4 packs, and 2 Dream Team gold cards, 2 gold foil cards called Gold Rush in each pack. Now there are 29 cards in a pack, so there's a lot of cards, which made this product really interesting for set builders. Obviously, back in 94, people still cared about putting their sets together. And this set is definitely not overly attractive. For anyone who remembers 94 Score, it's like, a transition, I think, in terms of design. It definitely, doesn't have anything iconic or cool about it like later years. Now, the way this box opens is really weird. And I'm wondering how it was designed to be displayed. Because, you open it up this way, there's something here that's I guess you cut it out. So, let's be on a shelf like that, which is weird. I always think it's weird when people cut things out like that, and they're not meant to. This doesn't really fold over. I guess you're supposed to tear this off to display it. So, kind of an ugly looking display, honestly. They hadn't really thought everything out back in 94. Things were still up in the air. And how cards, and sets and packs and jumbos and 94 was definitely a year where everything was still being figured out. When you look at Score in 94, hadn't really made a lot of advances except for the Dream Team cards, which were really cool. But you can see a lot of packs in this thing, and 27 cards per pack is just insane. And the thing that's funny was, it says on the box, on the little sticker, I don't know if it was put there by Score, maybe it was someone else, but it definitely says 29 cards per pack, 24 packs per box, but in reality, there are 27 cards per pack, so I don't know. I should have right here, 27 cards per pack, so... a lot of foil cards, so we might pull a couple of cool gold foil cards, which, again, if you look at the design of this product, they're cool looking, for the time, but, they're not refractors. These Gold Rush cards haven't turned into, like, secret cool variations. Like, the museum cards have kind of turned into that, because of that Dufex technology. The Gold Rush cards just are foil, and these packs are actually kind of hard to open, so hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. How much stickiness do we have? We have quite a bit. You can hear that pack kind of break apart. But we'll stop on cool cards that we find in their Sandberg. So wish Mr. Sandberg luck. There's a Clemens right behind him. So, good players off the bat. Roger Clemens. And, we'll stop and look at the design. You got a dark blue border with, some dots. Team color inset here. Back. Standard score fair, just one photo, some stats. So, by this time, this was a pretty boring looking design. All in all, even for 94 standard. So, not what we consider to be high impact. Now, here's our golds. So, first gold is Randy Velarde. That's very cool, just to see the golds. And number 2 is Jim Leyrit. So 2 golds. Obviously, if we Griffey's, Nolan Ryan's, anything we want to stop at and kind of. They got team cards. Yeah. Again, just photos of the stadium. It'd be interesting to see if this product was mapped to where you can kind of tell what cards you're going to get out of a pack. Jim Thome. A lot of cards from the 90s did have that were easy to map. You could kind of know who you're going to get if you open one or two packs. You kind of started mapping out the boxes, and I don't know if this product was like that, where you could kind of tell where the dream team was going to be, or if you're going to pull certain players. I don't like how the packs are opening. Honestly, I don't know if it's due to the age or just how this product was, but it's not fun to have to do that to every pack to open it. So, not as fun as it would appear to be to have to do that kind of opening on every pack. All right, Mark Grace, Reset, Fernandez. And I don't know where. I'm assuming that the dream team, if we get one, is going to be in the middle. Fred McGriff. So that's my initial thought. That's cool. Hershiser batting. Albert Bell. Robin Yount. So a lot of good players. All right. First gold, we got Jeff Treadway. And then Gerald Perry. So we definitely haven't hit anything cool or big yet. In terms of, well, there's not going to be anything really huge in this. Even if we get a dream team, it's like, they printed this product to the wazoo. This is definitely at the height of card printing. So like I said, 94 score retail, like when I was opening Series 2, seemed to be everywhere. It seemed to be like you could just go to the grocery store and get your Series 2. It was so easy to find. And today, I think the jumbos are a little harder to find. Honestly, I don't see the jumbos popping up at every card show kind of thing. But it's still like a product that, outside of the off chance of getting a dream team, it's a little bit of a tough product to find any real value in. There's no real rookies in it. Our second Mark Grace. So there's nothing really like you're chasing. Nothing right with Griff. Another Hershiser. So some doubles. There's a Paul O'Neill. Gold. And there's a cool Pirate. Andy Van Slyke. So back when the Pirates still had some of the good guys that we all come to know and love. And again, obviously if I hit Thomas, Griffey, Jeter, or even Nolan Ryan, I'd put them back. Nothing yet. That's like a second Gerald Perry hit in a row. Stan Belinda. I didn't really see. Was he? Yep, first year out from the Pirates. He was our closer. Stan Belinda was the Pirates closer during those 90s teams. He was a guy I always remembered as kind of being just, you know, just good enough, but not great. And that's sort of the Pirates pitching back in the day. You had a couple really good guys, but nobody beyond Draybeck and Smiley. You know, everyone else was very, you know, Zane Smith and Bob Walk and those guys were all just serviceable, kind of like okay major league players who were on a really good team. I think if the Pirates had more pitching back then, it would have been a little bit different. Here's our first kind of cool Hall of Famer. There's Barry Bonds, Brian McCray. Here's Kirby Puckett, another really cool Hall of Famer. Jose Lean. All right. Yeah, there's Frank Thomas. I almost didn't wait to kind of get those unstuck, but there's Frank Thomas right there. All right, here's our first gold. Juan Gonzalez, probably the best player we've hit a gold of so far, and Kevin Mitchell. So, two pretty good sluggers there. And just look on the back sometimes. It's easier than trying to separate. So if I was going to, you know, rate this on like how sticky these cards are, this is like a kind of a 4 to 5 on the stickiness scale. There's a lot worse out there. This isn't like, but it's not, you know, not 0. So we're like 4 packs in, I believe, and we've hit a couple cool base cards. No Boys of Summer, no any sort of other insert other than the golds. And it just shows you, like, again, in the 90s, man, like, inserts were just hard. It's just, you know, like, we're kind of spoiled today with how often we get stuff out of a box. We're always like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm paying this much money for the box, but the 90s definitely were not dumbing it down, you know, making it easy to get value in a box. Okay. John Dobson and Willie Blair. I mean, I've opened a lot of these boxes of, or I say open up a lot of packs, and getting skunked, you know, on these packs is pretty well established. But you always got, you know, at least one gold card. The jumbos have 2, but the base regular packs have just 1. So getting a gold card per pack is very normal. All right, this pack actually has a lot less going on with it in terms of stickiness. Oh, well, at least that first card did. It feels like it's all broken up a little better. Tewksbury. All right. Danny Jackson and Dave Burba. So, in all honesty, our gold rush has not been the greatest so far. Yeah, it's really hard to pull stuff in this product. I don't think we appreciate. You have to go out and try to recreate the Dream Team set out of packs. How many packs you would have to open this product just to get a shot at a Dream Team set? And if you got any doubles, like, think about how long that could take to get that full set. That's why sometimes I buy full sets, just because I know how hard it is to track down every card. or try to, like open them out of every pack. Grizzly, okay, Matt Turner, sorry, and Anthony Young. I think Anthony Young set the record for losses in a season or something like that. He had some pretty bad luck. And he obviously has some arm talent, or else he wouldn't have been given so many chances. But yeah, he's one of those guys that always seem to have bad luck playing baseball. But I'm sure a lot of people say like they'd rather have bad luck playing baseball than, not playing. It's like the alternative is that you don't get to play. So we're getting better open the packs at least. And now that we've gone through most of the boxes or base cards, I can probably just go to the middle and show you what's in the middle. I mean, I like to try to find the Griffey. I didn't even look at the checklist to see if Griffey's in Series 1. The fact that you've got Frank Thomas in Series 1 leads me to believe that Griffey was probably in Series 2. They love to break up Griffey and Thomas. Bozio and Klink. All right. So I'm assuming, I'm just trying to, that all the inserts are in the middle. So that's my assumption. So we're going to go fast starting the next set of cards, because these were pretty sticky, honestly. These were kind of the stickiest ones we've had so far. All right, so we'll go a little faster now that we've kind of got the lay of the land, how to open the packs, kind of what's going on. The product. When they're like this, it's hard because it's hard to squeeze. Because you can sometimes crack the entire pack if they're all kind of really sitting in line with each other. This one was not. You can see how the cards are kind of sticking out from each other. All right. Oh, there's our first Ripken. See, I know there's like a lot of cool base cards we haven't seen yet, and so I was a little hesitant just to. Sheffield, sorry. Okay, here we go. Kirby Puckett, hey, that's a good one. And then Ivan Rodriguez, that's two really good ones back to back. So our Gold Rush got a lot better yeah, I thought it was Biggio in that pack. So kind of finally hit really good Gold Rush cards back to back. So, two Hall of Famers back to back Gold Rushes. Pretty cool. All right, let's see if we can keep that streak going. Matt Noakes. I remember that name. That guy used to be, I think, one of those kind of early rookie phenoms and kind of phased out. Matt Williams. Also, there's Griffey. There we go. That's the base Griffey. So now we've hit the Griffey, the Thomas. So I thought Griffey, maybe in Series 1. Don Manually right after that. Look at that. There's a lot of cool cards in Series 1. All right. Donovan Osborne. I haven't heard that name in forever. Wow. I listened to a lot of Cardinals games growing up in Oklahoma, and this guy was like, it seemed like every game I listened to, he was the pitcher. All right, we got Robin Yount and Ray Langford. So those are actually one Hall of Famer and one really good player. Ray Langford was really good. Like, he was, it's like Willie McGee. Willie McGee's got more of a Hall of Fame, let's say, case than a lot of players who are in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. McGee was really good. Even Vince Coleman. I mean, the St. Louis had a lot of fun teams back in the day. All right, this pack is almost completely wide open, and there's starting off the Osborne. Just want to see if we get another Griffey. There's another Gwen, Galarraga. J Bell, Juan Bell, and Lee Smith. I forget Lee Smith pitched for the Yankees. It's just like kind of crazy who these guys all, yeah, like those relievers towards the end of their career. Seems like they pitch for a different team every year. Look what's going on with Chapman right now. I mean, no, he's pitching for the Pirates. You know that's not where he wanted to go to have the end of his career. But it's kind of like, yeah, once you become like a normal, like when everyone else is throwing 100 miles an hour and you lose your command, it's like, well, you get to play for the Pirates now. That's your punishment. You have to go play for the Pirates. All right. Jose Rijo with a water gun. That's kind of cool. All right. Kurt Schilling. Sandberg. Clemens again. All right. Mr. Tommy Glavine. Hall of Famer. And Doc Gooden, who could have been a Hall of Famer, should have been a Hall of Famer if he had not partaked in too much illegal activity. So one thing about the 90s is that there's so many players that just kind of like wasted their whole career, I know the 70s gets that rap, like drugs, but you got like the 90s too. You had a lot of players who, besides the steroids, just seemed like there was stuff happening all the time. There's Willie McGee. I mentioned Willie McGee. Oh, he went to the, see some stats here. So he had close to 2,000 hits right here. He hit 301 that year. So in the Giants, he hit 312, 297, 301. I mean, he was averaging 300. And it just wasn't much of a home run hitter. He was such a great hitter. I mean, they talk about Tony Gwynn, but it's like, he was a really, really good hitter. And like I said, he may have been like a couple of years away. Like, if he played at a high level for a few more years, maybe he'd get more consideration. With having such low, home run numbers, I just don't think people considered him. I don't know what his WAR is, but I would think that it's not impressive enough for people to really push for him to be a Hall of Famer. But I think Willie McGee definitely was a person that was close. And you can say that a lot about the 90s guys. Think about Matt Williams. There's a lot of guys that you can say were really close. Albert Bell, definitely close. There's another one, Gonzalez. Randy Johnson. We know he is a Hall of Famer. Viagra is one of those guys that, just fell off the planet from being great to just almost, just basically not being able to make a team. Brian McRae and Greg Jeffries. All right. Yeah, it's just so crazy to think about how hard it's were to get back in the day. I guess the Boys of Summer cards aren't part of this, or else we would have definitely get them. I'm not sure if the odds are on the back of these cards or not. It talks about the Dream Team on the back, but nothing about the other inserts, if there are other inserts. I thought there was. There's a Barry Bonds again. And it's a Giant. Boo. Dan Gladden and Wilson Alvarez. And I didn't open up Jumbo back in the day to really determine, did you get a lot of chances? Like, was it common to see, these Dream Team cards popping up left and right? Or is it just, me and my bad luck? Okay. Trying to get a couple cards in between, just to see if we can hit one, or if there's one hidden there. Ramon Martinez, Eduardo Perez. It's funny to think about Ramon Martinez was kind of like, for a few years there, kind of like the stud, and Pedro was kind of like the young, kind of like upstart, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, one's a Hall of Famer and it's not Ramon. So we all thought could have been the Hall of Fame guy. I just remember there was a lot of excitement when Ramon Hernandez came up. Yeah, I don't know where the dream teams are, honestly. Like, if they're right in the middle, then they're with the Gold Rush. We got Steve Frey and Rich Roland. There we go. Nothing but Gold Rushes. So there's so many packs of this product. So one thing about it, if you like base cards and you like opening packs, these products are up your alley for sure. All right. Okay. All right, Don Slot. Who is this? Rangers Ballpark. And then here is a season highlight. Mark Whitten. Mark Whitten's such a blast from the past too. Plus he had all the expectations of being the next huge dude there, And I think he had a lot of good years, but he never lived up to the hype. You remember that hyped outfielders for St. Louis is like insane. How many players, think about JD Drew, right? If you were a rookie player for them in the outfield, a lot of expectation. Karros, and then Don Manley, which is really cool. Love that Manley. So we're definitely hitting some pretty cool base cards in Gold Rush. But nothing hitting anywhere else. And this is, like I said, I've never really opened Jumbo, so I know, like on Series 2, I was getting cycles out of just regular retail packs. Just remember going to the National and buying packs, the National. Or not the National, sorry, at Cooperstown, Jeff Bagwell. And just, me and other dealers just like busting this product like crazy because of the inserts. There's John Kruk. That's actually a really good photo of him. And there's Roger Clemens. So we've hit so many Clemens cards, it makes sense that we now have the Gold Rush version of it. But yeah, Cooperstown was just, it's like so many people were just busting, base products back in the day. And just like selling the singles, and it was still a thing. And nowadays, I'm not sure you could give away a lot of singles, even if they were, pretty good guys. It just feels like there's so much of it out there, which is true, that no one really wants a lot of these base cards, even if they are, good Hall of Famers. It's like, yeah, no one wants to take and eat 400 copies of a card that, from a box they open. And take shelf space, Kenny Rogers. That's the thing I get more nervous about is just finding a place to store all these guys. If I was going to keep base. All right. Well, last 3 packs. So I'm going to be kind of disappointed if I don't get a Dream Team, honestly. Such cool cards, and I don't have that as a core memory of me opening this product and getting Dream Teams. Definitely got cycles. But again, I opened a lot more Series 2. There's Kevin Brown with a fanciful fake mustache. That's really funny. There's Pudge with the base Pudge. Here we go. Mike Morgan, Blast Miner, who really was a non-factor for the Pirates back in the day. 2 packs left. It's been fun. I mean, it's just, these rips are always a little bit longer. Tons of cards. I mean, I got a huge stack of cards. Just run around over here. Yeah, this looks a little bit nicer. In terms of, there's another Griffey. So, second Griffey. I may have a third or somewhere. I mean, you just never know. Cleveland. And Skeeter Barnes. I forgot about Skeeter Barnes. Such a weird name. Name your kid Skeeter. All right, last pack. Can we get last pack mojo? Can we hit something now that was last pack? We shall see. All right, here we go. Another Griffey. Third Griffey. Probably more. I just haven't gone through every card manually. Here we go. Roberto Alomar. Ovan Osborne. Greg Harris. Detroit. Nope. So, yeah, I think everything was in the middle. We didn't get one if they were all in the middle because we went through and cleaned out all the gold rushes. So I don't think we hit a dream. Based on what we've already pulled, we don't have a dream team in here. So if they're hidden somewhere in the back of the pack, I may have missed one, but I don't think so. So I think right now, no dream teams, no other inserts, just a lot of gold rushes. This would be, like 40 plus gold rush cards. So if you go through them, plus some pretty cool ones. I think we did pretty good. You get a lot. But there's Clemens. There's Mattingly. Let's see who we got here. There's Ramon Martinez. Wilson Alvarez. Brian McRae. Greg Jeffries. Doug Harvey. Ricky Jordan. Dwight Gooden. Glavin. Lee Smith. He's actually a Hall of Famer. Ray Langford. Robin Yount. Pudgy. Puckett. I mean, a lot of good players. Got off to kind of a slow start. Honestly. Yeah, there's Juan Gonzalez. There's Andy Van Slyke. Paul O'Neill. So, pretty cool. Like I said, all the kind of Hall of Famer kind of guys who a little bit minor star. I think the best would have been Clemens, but you got some good players in here. It's hard to hit everyone. You can't just hit, every player you want every time. So, but we got a lot of Griffey base cards. We got pretty much Griffey, Thomas, Bond. So we got a lot of players we collect. So all in all, it's a fun rip. It's a lot of cards. If you love getting lots of base cards, this is your rip. If you're going to put the Gold Rush set together, obviously you get 48 of them in a box. So that's a lot. So again, it's got some pros and cons. I mean, it's super cheap. That's the number one pro. It's super cheap, this product. So I'll be opening up a Series 2 pretty soon, looking for the cycles. But you can see how hard they are to hit any of the cool cards in this set, which makes those cards selling so cheap just funny to me. But, hey, they're not, as special as maybe other cards. They're just not as popular. But the Dream Team from this year definitely are cool. So check them out. I was hoping to pull one, but I didn't. But hopefully you can if you open a box of this. And I'll see you next time on Cards and Comics. Bye.